This is the A final, right? Yeah. Hey everybody, welcome back. Can everybody hear me okay out there? Just want to check, make sure my sound's good. Get a couple guys to comment. We're back live. A-side final. Larry versus Rainan. Thanks, Terry and Brian. Yeah, you can hear me? Perfect. So how's everybody doing on this Sunday afternoon? Just got the rail. That 13's tough. I wouldn't sink this 10 either if I was Rainan. I'd be putting it up somewhere up towards where I can break that my other ball out there. I don't know what he was looking at up there, but it doesn't. Oh, he was able to go right into it. Nice. Just made that 13 harder though. Again, I don't think I'd be sinking this ball. I would just leave it sitting over that top right corner. I'd call safe, and he is. Smart shot. What I might do if I was Larry here, and he's going to play safe down here, so I might just sink his ball up there on purpose. And he's got him stuck here, but all Larry's balls are in trouble, even with ball in hand. Good hit, but then I guess Larry's got really nothing here. Unless I take this 6 down, I'd move that 6 down towards the corner. I don't know if I'd want to sink it or call it, but put it down over top of that corner pocket. He put it in, nice shot. See, I would have played that to open it, so if I get ball in hand, I can shoot or do a little more with it. And again, the way that 13 is, I might just take away his relief ball and sink that 10 or 12, whatever it is at top right. Give him ball in hand. There's nothing he can do with it. And then you have him stuck on that one ball to where you can really hook him and play around and start to move your balls open. He needs to hit that hard enough. It's unlucky there, especially if that 3-ball combo goes. And it looks like it might be wired. And that's what he's going for. A little unlucky with that. Still tough there, but nice shot. Get out of the way. He's got a combo left. Don't think that cuts in the side. That is so thin. Your cue ball just goes flying. Nice shot, but again, you lose the cue ball doing that. You start with a 13.
He said he was donating that to Q Sports Live. I just want $5.
Ryan Pittman doing great. We're all doing great. Watching some good pool. See what he can do for the Super Juice. Too far, he's going to be on the bottom rail and in trouble. Got overexcited. The adrenaline stroke. Bank side, or is he cutting it? Overcut it. Wow. That's crazy. I didn't think he could cut enough to make it, and he overcut it. Larry with the first game. And Mr. Mitch Mapatek. If you guys are looking to buy or sell, not buy or sell, looking for a new or used vehicle, hit him up. Shaganappy GM. Great dealership. And you guys can help us out. Hit up Shaganappy's website. Click on there. And leave a comment that you saw them on Q Sports Live. Would really help us out. Or even email Mitch there and say, hey, we saw your ad. That's all you need to do to help us out. Because they're looking to maybe do some more advertising with us. So the more inquiries they get, or emails, comments, anything showing that they're being seen would really help us out. Now it's mitch.mapatak@shaganappy.com is his email. Send him a quick email saying, hey, love your smiling face on the stream. Wayne, how you doing? I think he went high ball, but he doesn't have a, from here, really easy opener. Back cut this down to the bottom right, the 15. You can take the 4 up to the top left for low ball. That's what he does. Just that 2 ball doesn't want to go anywhere. Again, I'm not sure what his plan for the 2 ball is going to be, but he messed up here. It's going to be a little tougher having to take that 6 to the corner pocket from down here. Patrick on YouTube, what's 580 in Fargo? 580 is, you get a Fargo rating, which is a ranking system. So this is players 580 and under. So the top player in the world is, I believe for Fargo, Shane Van Boning in the 850 range. Anything above a 720 is considered a pro player. I think anything over a 600 would be a master level player. Rob Boone is at 826. I know he was as high as close to 850 at one point, I think. But you get anything over 700, I consider you pretty much a pro level player. And I'm looking at patches. When you use your cue to move the white ball on a scratch running, can you get called for a foul? No, not in this tournament. Some leagues do not allow stick handling, like our SML pool league here in Calgary has got an in-house rule. It's a league rule of no stick handling is what they call it, which is moving the cue ball with the cue, but generally it's got to be a foul. It's got to be a shooting motion is how the ref's going to call it. You have to be a shooting motion. Kevin, do you get a Fargo rating if you play in a cash league? All you got to do is get that cash league to submit their score sheets to Fargo and you'll have a Fargo rating. Even if it's just win-loss, that's all you need. 1 win, 1 loss. Playing the players and you'll start getting some games, or the robustness is how many games you have if you're looking on Fargo. And you need, I think it's over 200 to be established. He's calling the bank top right. Nice shot. So you get lucky. No real shots on the 2 ball. I think from here I'm putting that 2 ball into the 12 in that corner. It will go by. And then at least you're hanging over that pocket and you got a block for that 9. Be tougher for Larry to run out, and it'll block the 11 and 10. So, not doing that from where he is. I'm shooting that 2 to take over that pocket where the 12 ball is in the top left. The Fargo rating is mostly tournaments like this. Some leagues do report, like the BCA is all about the Fargo rating. But any league or any tournament can report to Fargo. All you got to submit is the bracket sheet with the races and the scores. Like say Larry wins 5-4 here, you'd submit 5-4 for Larry. Or you make sure you write that on the score sheet or your bracket if you're going to submit it. Yeah, if anybody's wanting any info on Fargo rate. They do have a Facebook page. You can message them there. They're really responsive. Mike Page is the name of the owner and one of the creators of that. And he's a great guy, really responsive. I think it took him less than 10 minutes to get back to me when I looked up, when I messaged him earlier with a question. Patrick on YouTube, whereabouts do you live? Whereabouts are you? Down in Kentucky. A little far away to come play here, but we do travel throughout the states with some of the tournaments, so we have not been anywhere close to you yet. Unlucky. Leon, yeah, it's you needed a Fargo or based on known ability. But most of the tournaments here in Calgary now do submit to Fargo, so everyone's gradually getting a rating. We are in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Patrick. Way north. Love to come down to Kentucky. A little warmer than we are here now. Snow, nice everywhere. Maybe that's why we have such good pool players. The winters are cold. Everybody's inside playing. And Jason on Facebook, where in the States you go? We're in Vegas a few times a year. Chicago, Phoenix, Montana a fair bit. We've been to North Dakota, Texas. We'll do any tournament. So if you guys got bigger tournaments that like to see streamed, or if they have streamers, we can always price out. We'll travel anywhere. Just need to get the people with the tournaments in contact with us, and we can try to work out a deal with anybody for any tournament. How about Saskatchewan? We will go to Saskatchewan, but there hasn't been a whole lot. We tried to do that douchebag classic, but their internet wasn't anywhere close to powerful enough to let us stream. Ben tried that last year, I believe, but yeah, if you got a tournament in Saskatchewan, we do have Rod in Manitoba streaming for us out of Winnipeg. In BC, we have Lance Bromeland streaming out of Kamloops. Does a lot in Vancouver as well. So yeah, if you just stumbled onto us, Patrick, make sure you click the subscribe button or like on our Facebook page. We go live quite often. Our next tournament, I believe, will be the VNEA Western Canadian Championships from Red Deer, Alberta. That starts on the 13th of February. We might maybe get a question and answer period in maybe on a weekend, Saturday or Sunday. Be fun to do in between that, where we can get everybody online. We'll set up, if you got issues with how to shoot a shot or any questions, we can set it up and show you how to shoot it and help you out. So we might do that in the next couple of weeks before we go to Red Deer. We got Grant back. I'm going to take my break and have my dinner. He just finished, so.
I did indeed. Dinner done.
Chicken fingers, was it?
Chicken fingers and fries.
I got a chicken rice bowl,
That's
so.
Dinner of champions right there.
Yeah, I got the chicken rice bowl with vegetables, so a little better for you than chicken fingers and fries.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to eat while it's warm, so we'll check you guys later. We'll be back in a little bit.
I've got you. No worries, Larry looking really good here to take a 2-0 lead. And indeed he does. Does just that. And once again, we'll say hello to Jam Up Apparel, one of the sponsors here at Q Sports Live. And I mentioned earlier that if you haven't done so yet, make sure you go on to the Jam Up Apparel Facebook page, give it a like. There are some pretty cool things coming down the line out of Jam Up Apparel. You're going to want to know about it. The best way to do that is give that page a like. And we are sitting early evening here, Calgary, Alberta. We are live out of the hidden spot. And this is the 580 and under Mark Maptak tournament specialist. And it is Larry at the table with the break. And once again, we saw him come up dry a couple of times in the last match. And he's got to get that figured out.
It's your entry fee.
Is there an entry fee for this tournament? Indeed. I think it was $60, $80, somewhere in that line. $10 green fee. And a couple of sponsors that added money into the event. Shag and Happy GM, based in Calgary, Alberta.
Linda, what was the entry for this? $80?
Not sure whether Ryan addressed this or not. How can Fargo be accurate when it takes so many tournaments? Not tournaments, it's number of games. So 200 games gets you in as an established player. That does not mean that you have an accurate Fargo rate. It would simply mean you are an established Fargo rated player, well on your way.
Actually, after 500, you're probably.
Yeah, I would probably say somewhere in between there. Maybe 700 to 1,000 games would give you a fairly accurate Fargo rate. And it is raining at the table, looking to get himself on the board. No, not a handicapped entry. No handicapped entry, no handicap races. It is all straight up 580 and under. And gets himself in tough. 10 ball really not going anywhere. And even if you jump to the 13, doesn't give you shape on the 10 ball. 10 does not pass that 6 ball to the bottom left-hand corner. And really nowhere to duck and hide. I mean, the best you can hope for is chip maybe the side of the 10 ball. Send the cue ball up to the top left-hand pocket without scratching, leave him on the rail for something long, but there's just no good hiding spot. Yeah, no troubles at all, Kurt. Yeah, 100% Kirk. Chromecast is a wonderful thing. And if you're Chromecasting, better to do that off the YouTube feed. It's a little bit better quality of picture, and that's due to the upload capacity of what YouTube has. Yeah, 100%, Patrick. Would love to have you come on down or up or over, depending on where you're at.
Kentucky.
Kentucky, you're coming up. We'd love to have you. The more the merrier. So Larry with pretty golden opportunity here to take a 3-0 lead. So depending on the angle he's got here, I might actually take the 4 ball first. 4 leads to the 6. 5 is a little bit tougher, so I'm going to play the 4 ball. Leave myself on the low side of center for the 6. And just off the rail, right where his cue's pointing at for the 5 ball. That gives me a little bit of angle to draw through that window between the 8-10 for the 2 ball. And pretty much a hit and a stick for the 8 to the bottom right. So he's going to play it forward off the 2 for the 5 next. Only reason either way. I was going to say the only reason I don't like it is you're playing into the 8 ball, or potential of, but he made it work. What's going on, Joseph? How are you? Commenting on YouTube. Todd, you're too late. Comment on YouTube. What's for dinner? Dinner is done for me. Chicken fingers and fries. It is the dinner of champions. So unfortunately, Larry does give that back. Rainin with the chance to get himself on the board. Under hit that. He put a stun stroke on that ball. Making it harder on himself than he needs to, but he should be able to handle this 8 no problem. And indeed he does. Gives Larry the extra point. 2-1. Yeah, we'll give a shout out to one of the other Q Sports Live sponsors. It is JB Cases. It is the official case of Q Sports Live. If you haven't been onto their website, jbcases.com, virtually limitless with the combination of not only colors, but designs and materials that you can put into it. It's virtually limitless. And of course, every JB case does come with a lifetime warranty. Oh, hey, you're welcome, Jason. We appreciate you tuning in. And once again, and as always, if you are just tuning in, guys, help us out. Hit that share button, whether you're watching live on Facebook or on YouTube. The more the merrier. We are watching both chat lines. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask away. I'll do my best to answer those questions. If I don't know the answer, I will either find out or make up a really good one. And Joseph says, I need me a JB case. Yes, you do, sir. What is the price of the case in U.S. money? Kevin, it really does depend on what you want, whether it's a 2x4, 3x6, 4x8. The JB rugged backpack straps, you're going to be in around the $300 range, but they can go a lot higher than that. Our last viewer advantage winner is Richard Mecca, and he's looking at getting a JB case. The value on that is $650 USD. So it depends on what you want. You can customize the JB case a lot of different ways. So the best thing to do is to go onto their website, jbcases.com. You can peruse through there. You can custom design it from the piping around all of the pockets to the color to everything imaginable.
Zipper colors.
Yeah, zipper color, like tassel color, everything. And the very unique thing with JB Cases in that lifetime warranty, it not only covers the case. If your cues are in that case and get damaged, your cues are also covered, which is virtually unheard of in regards to a warranty. You want that embroidered on my case? 100%. Channing says, wish I had more of these tournaments in our area, commenting on Facebook. Very simple to rectify that. Just take somebody to start it up. Nice little off the rail touch. Does the one come in the game? Nope. Looking good is Rainan looking to square up the match. Indeed he does. Had to wipe its feet on the way in, but it got there. We are tie ball game 2-2. And we'll, yeah, of course, buddy. Right there. I'm going to see if I can convince Mr. Robbie Dayton to jump on with me. And indeed he is going to. Mr. Dayton, welcome back.
Thank you, thank you.
It's been
Hello,
a minute
everyone.
since we've done some commentating together.
It's been a while, bud.
How you been?
Good, really good, man. Lots of work. That's
That's
why
good.
I canceled this weekend.
Is that a good thing or is that not a good thing?
No, it's well. When you're watching this, it's a bad thing. But when it's guaranteed money, it's a great
then it's
thing,
always
right?
a good thing.
So watching, I was at home getting ready to come down
Yep.
and play, and I noticed Dean play Larry, and I played with Larry last year.
Yeah.
Made a beautiful out on the 11 when the 11 stuck to the side up here.
Wasn't it funny that I called that
Yeah.
might come back and haunt him?
No, I didn't watch it. I didn't. Did he miss? I didn't. After that, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, he got funny on the 11 ball, and Larry ended up taking that game, and then Larry ends up winning.
Wow.
Yeah,
You
so
know what?
from
I
4-3 with the winning rack.
Yeah.
like that's
yeah.
that should
that's
be
close the show deal.
Yeah,
right? And that's I think a big thing with a 580 Fargo rating instead of saying A, B, or C or whatever.
Yes.
is closing the show, and one
That's
of the
it.
things that I definitely struggle with.
Yeah.
Myself, right?
Yeah.
Like it's all there right in front of you. You just got
That's
to go
it.
for the prize.
That's right. That's
And,
right.
yeah,
Keep your foot to
at
the
a certain time, at a certain level, you know what a top rate is. You know what bottom steel is, or bottom spin, siding.
Yeah.
It's all mental.
That's
It's all mental, and
Yeah.
it's a really tough thing to overcome.
Well, and in that shot, and I don't want to knock Dean at all because
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great shot.
He is a very good shot.
But the one thing I noticed on that shot is he took the shape for granted when he cut that whatever ball it was into
Yeah.
the side pocket, and it got him really close to the job site and the work on
Makes it
on
a
the
lot
11.
tougher, yeah.
And it's in those times when you are trying to close out, that's when you should take the time. Take that extra lap around the table. Make
Yep.
sure of what it is that you're doing.
It's I played Dean probably about 3 years ago in. It's not Penticton. Where did I play him? And we played singles, and he ends up. Yeah, it was Penticton actually, and he ends up beating me. I think he has a snooker background. He plays really top-notch pool.
Well, and I know, I mean, I've never seen Dean play prior to this, but I mean, he looks like a really sporty kind of shooter.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I kind of figured when he missed that 11 ball, and I said it on the stream, that could
Bite
come
him
back
in the butt,
and haunt him, because you're not going to want to give a guy like Larry a chance at the table. You
And
want to close that out.
And I played with Larry last year in the Masters division.
Yeah.
And he can play.
Yeah.
Larry can definitely play.
Larry
He's
can
a
play.
great guy as well.
I think he's underrated.
Well, yeah. The
If
thing
you want
is,
my
a
opinion.
lot of these guys don't come out to Dean included. Don't come out to all the tournaments, and they don't.
Yeah.
Play all the tournaments in the world. Joe Spencer, Stephen Holm,
Yeah.
all these guys. But you see some of these guys that don't come out. They don't have time for this.
Yeah.
This is a perfect tournament for.
Oh,
That's why
100%.
72 players, and that is why
100%.
72 players.
That's right. Well, it's one of the things I like about what we do at Q Sports Live is we don't say you have to be caliber X to play on the stream.
Yep. No,
We love the game, man. We don't care what the caliber is.
Ashton Twin Classic. I played Mark Crowchild. I have not been playing for a while, and I was like, oh man, here we go. And literally, I watched around 7. Pickering's playing over here. Tyler Reedy's playing over there, and we're on the stream table, and I'm literally like, oh man. But it's the same thing. But I love that because it is every caliber pool, and it does give people that do play a lower level that, oh man, okay, I can play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love it. Don Nick Manuel, how are you, my good man? Good to see you. The winner will get a free tip from Nick, including the new How tips. Wow. Obviously, a sponsor of this event is Nick. Nick's Q Innovations, guys. If you haven't been there, go check him out. The guy's an absolute genius at what he does. He fixes things that
He cares.
shouldn't
He
be
has
able
a lot,
to be fixed.
He has a passion for. I remember Nick just starting out. He's learned. He has a passion. He's bent over backwards to help you out.
Yep. Would definitely agree with that assessment. 8 ball's tough here, Rob.
So what do you think? You try to get angle on the 7.
You're gonna have
Does
to.
the 8 come back to the side
I don't
behind
think
the 10?
so. I don't think you can get in between that 10-15. Let's take a look. I don't
Just
think
saying,
so.
if you take the 3 up and you have 7, you can come back here. Does the 8 go to the side?
I don't
That would
think
be
so. I don't think it.
pattern.
I think you're going to have to break it out.
Okay. And then he's really in tough.
Well, you can still get there off. I mean, it's a hit and a hope,
Oh,
right?
of course, yeah.
You're going to obviously you want the angle on the 7 ball come off the side rail to break into that, and hope you get there.
Yep. For
Right?
sure.
There's no ducking. There's nowhere else to hide. You've kind of taken out all the soldiers
Yep.
on the battlefield.
And how many matches have we all been in that you're in that situation? You, have
Oh,
a,
yeah.
you plan it. You start with a plan, and a couple inches, millimeters to inches, throw you where you actually are in exactly that state.
100%.
And that's where potting comes in. It really
Oh,
is
yeah.
part of the game. Like I've
Yeah,
been told, oh,
table
you're a great
mapping,
potter,
man.
and I couldn't map a way out of a wet paper bag. Like, see, yeah, you just went for exactly what you were saying.
Yeah.
Exactly what you're saying.
Well, he's in a little tough. If he can pot the 7, it's almost a natural angle to go
give
2
him a bit of
rails
an angle, yeah.
to do kind of the same thing. But again, you're hitting and hoping. And I think on that shot, rather than trying to break out on, I think it was the 3 ball, 5 ball, whatever one he just shot there.
Yeah.
Rather than trying that, set yourself up to a position of a better potential breakout.
Yep.
Because
I
trying
agree.
to draw
Yep.
off of that and force the breakout,
Yep.
now you're in Never Never Land.
Yep. And
you're
opening
in the
up,
hurt
yeah,
locker,
exactly.
right?
Yep.
Whereas if you just take that 5 ball, set yourself up nice on the 7, and yes, you're leaving your breakout to the last ball, but you're hitting and hoping no matter what.
But you're giving yourself the angle. And
Yeah,
everything
and
you
you're
want to
giving
get there,
yourself a
yep.
higher percentage
whereas,
chance.
Whereas here now there is no, I mean, not that he can't get safe, but it's tough. And if you're the other guy shooting, if you're Larry,
Oh, you're in love with this.
you are literally like, I can slow the game down. I have 95 different options at the table
That's
right
right.
now.
That's
if
right.
it goes so, again, we all get there. See, that's a tough one.
That is. And it's unfortunate
And he
because
probably just wants to hit this little corner and come and sit on the rail.
Yeah.
Right? He doesn't want to give angle on the 9.
That's right.
The combos here, he maybe can slice that to the side. But
Yeah.
if you stay at that bottom rail there, I think that's what his thought was.
but even at that, the back cut on the 9's not terrible. Larry's going to be
Yeah,
able to handle
no,
that.
for
and,
sure, yeah.
and I mean, really, when you get down into the point of the game where you start taking soldiers off the table,
Yep.
you really have to look at the end game before you do that and
Agreed.
map your way through the table to make
Yeah.
sure you get that breakout in a timely manner.
Yep.
Right, and this is a lot
See,
of the
and
back
this is
doors.
another thing, and I'm going to talk about basic stuff. Larry just kind of see right here, and I agree with this. Larry did not, and I tried to interrupt you just to talk about it. He just walked up and started shooting. He didn't analyze the table.
Yeah.
He did, and it's no knock.
No, that's
but he
part of
literally
learning.
walked up, and then he leaned over to one side, and then he's like, "Okay, I got this." There was no set.
No
You
reset.
could see he was like so jacked that he was at the
Yeah.
table that it was just, okay, I can do this. And that is not a hard table to get out of.
No.
But that one little split second between your arm and your mind is everything.
Sometimes
right?
the
Yeah,
mind
it
gets
just-
in the way.
I am a fast player, and and there's a difference between rhythm and being in that.
Yes.
Okay, I'm on all cylinders on fire, and then taking your time and walking around the table and not being too slow or you're overthinking.
Yes. So
It
the
is a
golden
fine
rule
line,
that
right?
I have is once I'm down into my shot, if I have to look at anything, stand up.
Yep.
Stand up, take a
Yep.
look at it, walk it, then get back down.
100%.
Reset your mind,
Yep.
right? And you're 100% correct. When Larry was down in his shot and he kind of did the little lean over to
Yes.
peek,
Yep.
right? And didn't
and
reset.
with all the balls on the table, there is no reason to hit anything that soft.
No.
You could come 2 rails off anything.
Yeah.
You could 1, you could stun, you can do. I don't know how many more options you could have there.
100%
And it's
agree.
not, again, this is the learning of pool. Like,
That's
you know
it.
what I mean? It's I do the
Yeah.
same thing. So
Well,
it's
listen,
not a knock,
it's not that
literally-
we're
not
dogging
meaning to
Larry
criticize
or
at all,
any,
not at all.
But
It's
we will point out and say, hey,
Yeah.
there's a better
Yep.
way of doing it. There's a
Yep.
different approach.
Yeah,
there's a
for sure.
whatever, and that's I look at that more as an educational
Yep.
or teaching tool.
Yep. And this is a big rack here. This is a swing game. If this is the A final, this is
This
you
is
know,
a final.
This is a final. You
This
know,
is
this
it.
is a swing game. If,
Yep.
if Ryan can get up 4-2 or it goes 3-3, and the momentum changes again.
You bet.
It's
Well,
a
and that's
huge-
part of the game too, is being able to handle
Yep.
those swings in momentum.
Yep.
Right. And I mean, the absolute best that I've seen at handling those momentum swings and never giving up is one of our own, Ben Francis.
Yep.
Right. I've watched him come back in a race to 9, down 8-2,
Yep.
and
Yep.
come back to win.
Yep.
And that's against
That's-
no slouch of an
No.
opponent. That was Eric
Yeah.
Vargas that
Yep.
he did that to.
Exactly.
Right.
It's there and
The mental side.
Yep. And one little swing on somebody's mindset and somebody jumps on it, it's uncanny. It's very hard to do in a race to 5.
Yes.
And that is what I find the shorter race. I played silver this year in Vegas.
Yep.
Did well, but there are plenty of times where you're down 2-0, you're like, oh man, it's done.
Yep.
But if you can mentally, like, it's not done.
No,
if you can
it's not
put your
done
foot down,
because
and
it's not
guys-
over.
Listen, I've seen so many things happen over the years. It's what's in your head.
Well, it's a lot of the self-talk, right? And that you can take, out of pool, you can apply to life, right?
Couldn't agree
It's
more.
your own self-talk,
Yep. Couldn't agree more.
right? And now, I mean, Raynon's looking good, get himself
He
on
is.
the hill,
Yep.
right?
And that's yep.
Where
Now
this
Larry's
match
still slumped in his chair where he should have
That's
been.
right.
It should have been 3-2. Larry.
should have been 3-3.
Yep. And again, he's making fast work of this. So that's the rhythm I'm talking about.
That's
I
right.
think I would slow down a little bit, but
Yep.
he knew every ball he wanted to shoot. He's confident.
That's it.
He's jumping on Larry's mistake.
You bet. Capitalizing. And that's what you need to do.
Yep,
Right?
exactly.
On the pool table, it's not personal. It's not, I shouldn't win this.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're talking that kind of self-talk to yourself,
You're done already.
You're,
Don't even
you're
play.
finished.
Yep.
You may as well
Save your
hang up the cue.
75.
That's
Yep.
it.
And that's in the last year or two. And I played some big boys, and they've always most of the time come on the loser side of that.
Mm-hmm.
And last year was a really breakout year for me, where it was like, I believe I can be with these guys. And
Of
the minute
course.
when I started working with Billy Thompson, and my approach to the game changed so much.
Oh.
I feel I'm in it every match.
Well, you
And-
couldn't
and I
learn
feel-
that from a better
right?
guy.
Yeah, and
Right?
I feel I'm in it every match, every time I play.
Yep.
And if you down 4-1, down, in long races, you have more of a chance to get those momentum swings.
That's right.
Stories, but
Yeah. Whoops. And this is where the wheels start to fall off, right? And it's
Yep.
that one quick mental error,
that cost him one
could
game and see
potentially
what
cost him
happens
the
here.
match.
Exactly.
right? And I've played against Larry lots, and he's a great player.
He is.
So it's not that, again, we're not trying to knock them.
It could be any given opponent,
yeah,
any
the name-
given
the
time.
name
It doesn't.
is irrelevant.
Names mean nothing. Yeah, it's what you're feeling inside and
That's
who
it.
you're. Yeah, there's
That's
no.
it.
100%.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, for myself, and I'll give credit to two different people for my game going up. and then obviously the stream and being able to,
Yep.
to watch pool and being involved in it all the time. But the first one was Barry Huey, who came to me and kind of plucked me out of the Masters, said, hey, come play with me in the Elite. And it blew me away.
Yep.
Right now, I'm never going to look and take a gift like that and say no.
Nope. Yeah, exactly.
I will, because I had Bernie Mickelson was on that team, John Jorgensen was on that team.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
That's
right?
a no-brainer.
Talk
right?
about
There's
a
just the
wealth
pool
of
mines, the
knowledge.
three there, right there, the
Right.
pool mines.
Yep. So I got to draw off of some really, really, really great minds of the game.
Yep.
And the other guy was Russ Whittle. And I used to go, and you know this, I would go to Leather Pocket every Friday night.
Yep.
For me, it was kind of a social aspect,
Your
right?
night out, yeah. You got family, you got
Steph and
everything.
I,
Just
we'd
like,
go
yep,
out, have a
going down
good
to play some
time,
pool,
blah, blah, blah.
whatever happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a few drinks.
And I was playing Russ, and he's got me down 4-0, race to 5. And he comes to me, and I mean, Russ and I, as much as we knew each other because we played each other and so on and so forth. But we never really had a conversation.
Yeah.
And in that match, he's got me down, like I said, 4-0, race to 5. And he looks at me and he says, you know, if you'd actually put some thought into what you're doing, you'd be a really great player. And so I took that advice right there.
Yep. And my take on your game is, and I played you plenty, is after your streaming, you've had a good couple of years of
It's been
of
not
knowledge.
bad.
And it's true. It's
Yeah.
if you, I'll watch YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm right addicted to watching One Pocket these days, and I'll tell you, I played in Red Deer last weekend, and there's a couple games where I usually, literally on a box, use One Pocket shots to get out.
Yep.
And I'm just like, holy crap, that does, you know, it happens. And if you're studying all the time, and you're watching, you're only going to get better because you're going to
That's-
apply stuff that you see.
Of course.
Of course, you got to
Of
put in the
course.
practical, right?
Yeah. Well, the
It's only
funny
gonna
thing
get you better.
is in that match against Russ, I applied it that night
Yeah.
in that match, and I came back and won 5-4.
That's awesome.
Right now against a guy like Russ Whittle.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, that's no
That is
easy
one monkey
feat.
I've never got off my back. I can promise you that.
Well, it's a huge monkey because I mean he's a heck of a player, and he's never forgot that. Never has he forgot that.
Just to stop just talking match here.
Yeah.
Rainen, just again, going back from the way Larry shot his first when he leaned over the table and didn't shoot well. Rainen doesn't have a shot. He's going to try a kick here, and he just purposely fouls to give ball in hand, which at this point is a dangerous move as well.
It is.
Like I personally would have tried to kick or do something. I don't know. I didn't really. I was half paying attention to the stream, but this is a big game. If
This is
Larry,
huge.
If Larry can get out here, it makes a statement. Hey, that was a fluke. You
So
know what I
here's
mean?
here's
So,
the
I mean,
difference in the approach, though. In this particular game, now he played that purpose, but in this particular game, you notice he walked the
around.
table,
Yep.
where he
Yep.
didn't do that in the
And
last
the last one,
opportunity.
he just put the ball up and
That's
leaned
it.
over and didn't know. I'll do
Yeah.
this. Yep.
Yeah. And they're playing for some decent money. First place going to take home $1,300.
Nice.
Second place for $950. Third is $625, and fourth place is going to take home $450.
Not a bad weekend's work.
Right?
Yeah.
Sign me up. How do I get in?
100%.
Put me in, coach.
No, I had Mark's a stand-up guy, the guy running the tournament, and I was signed up for the tournament and ended up having to work. The first one he put on was
Yeah.
right like your CSI tournament. You know?
Yep.
It was very well run. A lot of players. I really like keeping within the Fargo range of the weight is. I think you're getting a lot of people out if you're playing. I went up to a 538. I'm telling you right now, if I'm a 510, or I will because I'm stupid that way. But a lot of people that play 510 pool aren't going to go play a 650.
No.
So you're losing half your people. If you can
Yeah.
group them
Yeah.
like that.
The only advice I would have is for those.
Oh,
now,
no,
not
it's
everybody. Look out. Not everybody wants to get ultra competitive
Yeah,
in pool.
very true.
Got you.
Very true.
And if that's the caliber you want to stay at, man, more
I don't
power
get it, but
to
I.
you. No, neither do I.
Each to the
But more,
road.
yeah, exactly.
fair
More
enough.
power.
Probably saved
However,
themselves a lot of money.
yes. However, if you do want to improve your game, stop playing players of your caliber.
Agreed.
Go out to those Friday night leather pocket tournaments. Get your butt whooped by a Russ Whittle and all the other big names that go there. It's really, really cheap lessons. It's such a good way to understand the mental side of the game, and the mental side of the game from, you know, a higher level A player through Masters right on up through the pro. That is such a huge part of the game, right? It's no longer about shot making ability or anything else.
It's mental. I don't want to do the commentator's curse, but the difference when Larry's first shot, when he purposely missed a 2 there, I was wondering because it was very tentative. If you notice now, he's walking and he's stroking the ball. Like he's hitting it hard. This is where the ball's going. This is what I want.
Oh, he tried to hold.
I see. I would have just come up and down there.
Just go 2 rails out.
Yep.
Right, but he should. I was gonna say he should put that bank in, but he rushed the heck out of that.
And even if you miss the bank, leave the cue ball down like awkward.
Yeah.
It's you can tell he's definitely frustrated with his game.
Totally. Well, we'll see whether Rainin can close it out.
See, this isn't obviously you can pot the ball here. The key is stroking through and trying to get that cue ball with topspin going up table. If he has enough angle with top left, you're going to come off the rail and come straight up.
Yep.
And that is not an easy shot.
It's not.
It is not an easy shot.
And it does get you. Now he's looking at rolling for the bank shot. Okay. But there's really 2 ways you can do it. You can play short side shape, draw in with bottom right, go around 3 or 4 rails. That gets you to the short side.
Or
and
the safety.
It really is dependent, or the safety.
Or the safety. And you know what? The way Larry's shooting, if you want to frustrate the bejeebas out of someone, playing this soft and trying to hide behind and leaving him a long bank is not a bad shot either.
You know, you could almost play the kind of an easier safety, just put the 13 off the rail. It's going to come naturally back.
Yeah. See, I don't agree with this shot 100% because you're putting your 13 because now you're giving a couple options here. Of where he leaves, if he misses, where he can leave
anywhere down on the bottom left-hand side of the table, and Larry will be sitting good. See, I don't know if I tried the shot there.
No, and I wouldn't 100%, but I think Larry's not feeling comfortable. He just
wants this match
He just wants it
now.
done. He's preparing already for the next match.
Yeah.
But again, with that leave that was left, this isn't easy. You know, he's got to bear down the stroke.
Oh, no doubt.
Right? And that's
he doesn't have to overstroke it though.
He's got to pot it. You're natural. You're going to come back and right, but you still have to make that ball.
Yep.
Into kind of a blind pocket.
That's right. Is this a double dip? This is not the final. This is just the A side final, but I would assume that the the final would absolutely be a double dip. Right, and really 2 ways you can play here: short side or shorter on the 8 ball.
Yeah.
Oh, he kicked his foot out. He rushed the shot and he stood up and moved.
Yep. And Rainer, it's funny, he has a typical Filipino stroke, beautiful stroke, nice, soft, and comes through. I've played him a couple times. He's a hell of a shot.
And of course, Larry just takes the tap in bank. Well, we're getting a match out of it.
You are.
We are getting a match out of it.
So is this still a match on the far table down in the back?
Is,
Martin's still playing too? Martin's a heck of a shot too.
3-2 is the score between Martin and Kelly. Just don't know
Kelly's
who for. And we'll give a shout out to another sponsor here, Q Sports Live, Brutal Game Gear. If you haven't been there, go check them out on their website. Charlie Bryant, phenomenal guy. He said he will come up and do some commentary with us.
Are you guys doing the ACS again this year?
ACS Vegas, I believe we will be,
awesome.
And as well as VNEA. Perfect. So another 26 or so days in Vegas.
I did 18 at the BCA this year, and I'm telling you, when I got home, I was never so happy to see my family.
Right?
And I did well. Like, I enjoyed every minute. That was my one trip where I was like, wow. Took it all in, and I got to play with Eric Vargas and the guys that went away later. So it was a great experience. But I'll tell you, 18 days, and I've never hugged my family so hard in my life.
I'll tell you what. Usually we drove down, and I'm assuming we're going to drive down again this year. But never in my life have I ever minded getting on the road and driving home from Vegas.
Yeah.
Usually that's a daunting drive after Vegas.
Back in my younger days, we would rent a vehicle and go down, and I would be like, I'll drive there, guys. And I would do well, one year we got 16 hours, but normally the 18 to 20 hours, I would get down there. I'm like, oh, sweet, we're down here. On the way home, oh, no, I would sleep the whole way. I was like, that was my only deal. I will drive the whole way.
Yeah.
But coming home, not a chance. I maybe lasted an hour.
Wow.
Vegas used to wreck me. Some people
buddy.
can't handle Vegas, but you know what? This year it was funny. The last night we played pool, I FaceTimed the family, and I was like, you know what, Hud, I'm done. I'm going drinking. I'm going to go gambling on the boulevard.
Yeah.
I woke up 3 hours later with an iPad on my chest with my leg hanging over the bed. Like, I think I'll just catch my flight in the morning. It's getting old sucks.
I tell you. I
It's
tell
just-
you.
Oh, you look at it so differently.
There is nothing easy about aging. And especially
Yeah.
going down and you try to relive some of your youth down in Vegas.
Man,
Is that a
I'll never even
mistake?
try. I'll never
Is
even
that
try.
a mistake?
Yeah, for sure.
Craziness.
Well, I think that's my plan this year is to hit the ACS.
It's a good event.
I really would have liked to go on to BCA and I came third last year in the singles. I would have liked to try to up that, but at
Yeah,
the same
no
time
doubt.
with them switching it,
Yeah,
it
it
kind
makes
of
it
worked
tough.
out. And I like the time of year. I like everything like that. It just doesn't give me enough time to prepare.
Well,
with
and
other
that's kind of
commitments
my
and stuff, right? So I thought
Yeah.
ACS this year, and I've only ever done VNA 1 year, and I loved it.
yeah.
So I'd love to hit back there one time too.
Well, I'd love to go to BCA as well, and if they ever wanted Q Sports Live to come and do it, then
Yep.
by all means I'd be there. But just to go and play pool
Yeah.
there,
It's
the timing of it now that it's switched, for me is no good.
No good, yeah,
Right, being an
exactly.
exterior contractor.
I get why they
winter's
did. Yeah,
tough.
yeah, exactly. This is when stuff's gonna pick up for you, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't lose the time by going to BCA just to go play.
Yep.
I'd
for sure.
I'd actually have to go and
Yep.
be working there to make it right. Are we gonna go hill Rob?
Well, you know what? I'm hoping so for both these guys. I guess it's good to watch, but again, that missing that ball and the timing. Oh,
Yeah.
I think he's.
He might
So
be
hard to
still
tell,
safe
yeah.
with the one ball.
Yeah.
I mean,
very
worst
true.
case
Yeah,
scenario,
I didn't see the
he's
one
got
there.
the
He
six
does have
ball.
an option. Yeah. But see the
Six-ball
difference in his
option.
stroke and his
Oh,
demeanor
of
at the
course.
table after that
100%.
one win after he missed the rain and missed that high ball.
Yep. I think he might be in the hurt locker.
Yeah, he's in the hurt locker on both shots. Thank you so much.
I think he's in the hurt locker. Oh, it looks like he might have the outside edge. Is he trying to throw it in?
I
with
think
left?
he's going to have to throw it a bit. And then, I don't just, see?
Oh, yeah, he's
But does he come out pretty? He
Yeah.
comes out pretty. Stay. Oh,
he's good.
yeah.
I think we might see Hill, two-rail shape, 8 in the side. Oh, he's
Going
coming corner.
He's going corner. Which is fine. He had
Yeah,
two
either
options
which,
there. It's
yeah.
not- that weight was not bad at all.
Nope, either which way.
And you know what? There's another momentum swing.
Yeah, huge. We are Hill, action. Hill, action. Love it. And we'll give another shout out to one of the sponsors here at Q Sports Live. It is Jacoby Custom Qs, home of the Jacoby Black. 100% aerospace grade carbon fiber. And when they say pure performance, they ain't lying. If you want to get your hands on one, guys, send us a message to the Q Sports Live page. We'll get back to you. We'll let you know exactly how we can make that happen for you. Ryan will jump back in on the mic. I think
Yes, I'm back.
Rob will come back at some point. I would assume he had to go use the men's room.
Oh, is that what he's going for?
Yeah.
He's playing league tonight. I think they got a makeup match.
Oh, okay.
So
So no easy starter here for Larry.
Playing safe.
Playing safe, kind of.
Containing or trying to make it tough anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure he got there though. I don't think Raymond can see a high ball. Maybe the back cut on the 10 if he really wanted to force it. But he is open for the low ball. Low ball's not terrible. 4 goes to the side. 3 goes, 6 goes, 5 goes. Everything goes for low ball. I think
If you
he's
shoot
kind
one,
of,
I think I'd take the 1 maybe.
yeah, I think he's more forced to take low ball than high ball here. And I mean, ultimately, the low ball's not terrible. You'll have to put a stroke on the 1 ball draw because you're going to need to be on the 5 ball. Oh, he's going to play the back cut 10.
Didn't really work.
No. And now we're wide open spaces for Larry once again to come back from a 4-3 deficit to potentially take the match and claim the hot seat. Wants to get onto that 12 ball. I'd be wanting to get that 12 ball out of here right away. So perhaps well, he might be able to stun this in and use the 14 to get to 12. I think that's the path. Stun that 13 in. Or draw off 14, either which. Or is he going to leave it all?
Side pocket.
I'm not sure. Nice check siding. Doesn't want to be hampered by the 6.
He was okay shooting the 9 ball.
He is. I think that 12 might come back to haunt him, though.
Yeah, he's got to get. He's going to have a tough time getting on the 11, let alone the 12. Now he's got the 12. 12, 11. Needs to slow down, though.
I think he's there. It's a good little saver. Saver on the shot.
You want to take your 11 next if you can.
And be straight as you can.
Oh, he's good. He's got the angle. He can actually play both balls in the same pocket if he wants. Just got to watch that 3.
Just got to watch the 7 ball. 7 on the way out for the cue ball and the 3 ball as well. Perfect. Perfect will do.
Yeah.
Wow, he had some mojo on that ball.
Now do you come above the 3 or try to check and stay under the 3?
I think with the angle, you kind of have to shoot above the 3, but then you got to watch.
He's looking at just going to the rail, taking what he can get.
Take the cut into the side.
Yeah.
I might actually play it above. I don't know. If I was down at the table, yeah, I'm probably going to shoot the gap between that 3-4. Put the cue ball right where his tip is.
I like playing just to the rail and taking the cut on the side, looking at the table instead of through the monitor here. Put major check on that.
He sure did. He can play that off the 6 or straight. Off the 6 it goes, and once again, Larry Couture coming back from a 4-3 deficit to claim the hot seat. Very, very well done, Larry. Way to go.
So, with that, we'll leave you guys. We'll reset for the next match. If you haven't done so, go to the Q Sports Live Facebook page, click the like button, or go to the YouTube channel, subscribe there, or do both, even better. And that'll notify you when we come back. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back with, I believe, the B-side final.
It's waiting on a match to get to the B final.
Yeah.
So it might be, 15 minutes or so, but we'll be back. We'll have it all queued up, ready to go.
Thanks, guys. See you in a little bit.